Hey guys, and welcome back to Flipped Science. In this episode, we're going to explore a bit about the planet of Mars. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun, and it's made primarily of brownish red rocks. And it's exactly because of this red color that it's been given the name Mars, because of the Roman god. Despite what you might think, Mars actually has an atmosphere, but it does not contain any oxygen, so it's not a breathable atmosphere. But it does contain a lot of red dust, and you can see that on pictures taken from satellites in orbit around the planet. The fact that Mars has no oxygen in the atmosphere also means that we cannot live on the surface of Mars, at least not without any assistance. If we want to take a stroll outside on the surface of the planet, we need to wear a protective spacesuit with complementary air to help us breathe. You don't find a whole lot of stuff on the surface of Mars besides stones, rock, and dust. But even so, there's actually quite a lot to explore still on the surface of Mars. For example, Mars has the biggest mountain in all of our solar system, and this mountain is called Olympus Mons. This mountain is more than 25 kilometers tall, and that means it's actually 3 times taller than the largest mountain on our planet, the Earth, Mount Everest. It's also very cold on Mars. It's actually on average a whopping minus 25 degrees Celsius, and that's even colder than most of the places on Earth. You actually have to go all the way to Greenland or the North Pole to experience such cold for a prolonged period of time. Mars is the last of the 4 rocky planets that inhabit the inner part of our solar system. It's smaller than Venus and Earth, but it actually does have 2 moons. The biggest of these moons is called Phobos. It's the inner moon, and it has a diameter of about 11 kilometers. The outer moon is called Deimos, and Deimos' diameter is about 6 kilometers wide. These 2 moons are caught by the gravity of Mars and can as such never escape the planet, just like our moon down here on Earth. Mars is really interesting for us humans because it's not too far away. Also, it's not too hot and it's not too cold, so we can actually send space probes and robots to the surface of the planet. And we have actually been doing this since 1971. And we have actually sent 7, soon 8 rovers to the surface of the planet of Mars these past 50 years. A rover is a sort of space probe that has wheels, and it can be remotely controlled from our own planet. These rovers can actually gather resources from the planet and study them and analyze them and send the results back to Earth so we can discover things about the planet that we did not know before. NASA has sort of recently sent 2 rovers to the surface of Mars. The first of these rovers was called Spirit, and it has taken some amazing pictures and sent them home to our planet so we can really truly understand what it's like to be on the surface of Mars. Unfortunately, the rover got stuck back in 2009, and we have not heard from it since. The second rover is called Curiosity, and it's actually still active on Mars today. It's being remote controlled from Earth, and it's taking samples of dirt from the planet, and it's actually analyzing them and sending the data back to Earth. It's quite remarkable that after all these years, it's still driving around. And it's actually powered by solar cells. So who knows how long it will still be up there. In 2015, NASA released a statement that said that they might actually have discovered water on the surface of Mars. But it's not liquid water, it's actually frozen water below the surface. And they've taken some pictures which show this large body of ice or water that is actually moving below the surface of the planet. They believe this water to be salt water, but unfortunately, we can't just take our rover Curiosity and drive over there. First of all, it's far away. Second of all, it's up in the mountains, and the rovers are just not prepared for a trip like that. We need to send a new mission to Mars in order to learn more about this. Because this is so exciting, we are actually planning to send a manned mission to Mars in the 2030s. So still quite a long time from now, but it will be really exciting. And perhaps these humans on Mars will be able to go where the rovers can't and actually find concrete proof that there is water under the surface of Mars. It takes Mars 687 days to complete one orbit around the Sun. And because of this, 1 year on Mars is 687 days long. The Earth completes an orbit around the Sun in just 365 days, as you quite possibly know. And because of this, the Earth is actually moving around the Sun faster than Mars is. When the Earth revolves around its own axis, that thing that causes nights and days here on Earth, it takes 24 hours. Mars does the same thing. It turns around its own axis, but it actually takes 25 and a half hours to complete the same rotation. And that means that one full day on Mars is actually 25 and a half hours long. That is 1.5 hours longer than here on Earth. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, Mars is named after a Roman god, but not just any god, one of the most popular gods in Roman culture, and it is the god of war. It's been compared to this specific god because of its red color, and red is the color of aggression and war.